Say, hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. It's
Good
another
morning.
beautiful day today, which is Friday for our other program,
Yeah,
Youth Development Strategies.
Yeah,
Out Salavo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the ability for the years is remember to correct it.
This is my grandson.
Yeah.
He's supposed to go to school this morning, but he said he would love to come and be with me this morning for this program. And also, he's trying to sing a song for me for today, especially. Talofa, okay? Hang on. I want to go. Talofa, I feel Maya. Come here. Welcome, mine. Sing. Talofa. Look over there. I feel Maya. Welcome, mine. Tahilu atolufa. Gee. Thank you, son. Thank you. Well, that is Ezekiel. That's his name. And this little boy, he always loved to be surrounded by a lot of young people, the youth. And most of other youth that where he goes and join with him, it's the one at the netball or the sports. And he's the only young boy that his outbringing. He loves to be mingled with every young boys and girls. So hopefully that the side of his outside of all or the young people, the youth. He loves activities. He loves to share with everybody. He loves the church. He loves singing. And also he loves to say his own prayers. So wishing him all the best. And I said to him, this is what Nana's trying to do, to teach all the young ones to follow the program that I'm doing. So thank you so much for everybody and welcome you all this morning. There's another beautiful day that God had added into our life. And the weather right here in Auckland, New Zealand, where I am talking from, is so beautiful. The sun shines bright this morning. A few minutes ago, and started to disappear. And it looks like a little bit cloudy now. So maybe later on, we'll continue like this. So hopefully that the same to wherever of the globe where you're watching me now, you're having a good weather and a good day or whatever time you are, whether it's nighttime or during the day. I wish you all the best for wherever you are. And welcome this morning to our program, what is called Youth Development Strategies. And I mentioned before last program about the some parts of our program. We have to find out what it's all about, like sense of competence, sense of usefulness, sense of belongings, and sense of power or influence as well. So that is the topics of the our youth development that I mentioned last week. We're going to talk about it or share about it. What it's all about. What is all about the sense of competence. Well, What I think of what sense of competence is more like engaging in tasks such as passing out papers in class, that's the sample of that. Watching a younger sibling for a few minutes, cutting up vegetables for dinner, or help children feel useful and encourage responsibilities. These all feel a sense of what I mean, things that you know you can do it. There's a sample of all this that I just mentioned, sense of competence. Of course, you can do it. All this type of work, type of things, which is the task or which is the key to feeling competent. Yeah, like young boys and girls or the youth can do speak out in communities, can support some fundraising for anything like a church, fundraising for the school, fundraising for any or charities, or you can also you can do a lot of supporting your family inside your own home with your mom and dad, or working hard. Your study, you can do it. You can study hard. You can you can do your study if you wish. You could be a doctor or whatever professional jobs you're thinking in the future. Of course, you can do it by what? By studying hard, working hard, and believing and have your faith in God. Of course, I can do this. I can become those professional situations in the future. And that is what it's all about. Competence. Things that you can do it. Things that you dream of how you're going to success when you finish what you're aiming to do it. Like those sample I give it to you. You can cut the cabbage. That's an easy sample of that. You can prepare the meal. Of course, you can look after your young siblings, your young ones, while mom is going to work and then back home again, or dad. Though you're telling me the key of feeling competent, I'm pretty sure as a young people or a youth, by competence of yourself, that of course, I'm pretty sure that you could do it. Things that you think you can do it. Very simple, like I gave you the sample in the first. Of course, you can do it. Of course, you can clean the house. Of course, you can cook. Of course, you can go running, exercising. Of course, you can sort out your health, your well being. And also, you can do all sorts of things. You can do it. Why not? Any sort of thing that comes in your mind that you think you're happy to do it in the future or you're happy to do it right now, the good things, the good aspects of the way how you think you can do much better. Of course you can do it. You can become a doctor. You can become a professional person, a lawyer, a leadership, any sort of good ways of things that you're hoping for your future to become as a good person, a person you can do something regarding what you see inside of your own home, that poor mom and dad, they're working so hard because of you. try to gain a good benefit for you for the future. And then you ask yourself, who am I? How can I do this? How can I pay back for what mom and dad is doing so much for me, for yourself? And then you say to yourself, of course I can do it. I pray God first to give me the energy, give me the love, give me everything, the strength, so you could do what you know you can do it right now until you get to the stage of number one. You study hard at the varsity, get your high degrees, and you get a good job, good earning, and that makes you so happy and say to yourself, this is something I dream about it. I can do it. A sense of competence. Because I love my mother, my father. They've been looking after me since I was born, and now I'm a youth. So I got to do something. I got to do it. And of course, I can do it. So good luck and all the best. And wish you all the lovely things you're going to do for your life. Things that you think you can do it. And I'm pretty sure you will. You can do it. When it comes to sense of, excuse me, sense of usefulness, well, sense of, excuse me, like culture, languages, Samoan Language Week, the the week for the language of Pacific Island people, for example, like Samoan language week, like this week now, which is what we call it, is a Maori language week. Everybody to remember to get involved in their own culture, institutions, like Maori today. Haere mai, haere mai. Whakaloko lahia. Ta kiteano. There's so many. In Samoan, we used to say, Ta alofa lava. Oa mai oe. How are you? God bless you. Whamanuia tua yatua. Well, like a Samoan language week, preserving culture and sense of belonging Samoan people, Samoan language serves as a linguistic tapestry that wears together the values, the customs, and traditions passed down through generation. Some of this give you something like some sort of sense of useful, like many men are poorly prepared for retirement and don't know how to fill in the hours and maintain a sense of usefulness. When they stop working, it's a time when they retire and they stop working. So they maintain a sense of usefulness that time. Another one like this. He said he now has a sense of usefulness, which he gets from making keys of people who are locked out of their houses and from locking stock, which I presume was not a day trading techniques. That's the other example of this one sense of usefulness. Or she had been a nurse in the Dominican Republic and home health aid in that country, what you call it, New York. Yeah, but she didn't feel a sense of usefulness in her new life. Those are other parts of what's the meaning of the usefulness. So the sense of belonging, the need to belong to a peer group of school to be accepted by co-workers, to be part of an athletic team, or to be part of a religious group. What do we mean by the sense of belonging? Effective residence. Engagement ensure residents experience a sense of belonging, trust, and power. The power of this one, sense of useful, the power of residents believe they can make a difference, and trust, resident trust each other's resident trust organizations. And belonging, residents engage with each other, residents engage with organizations. So the sense of power, of influence, this is a very powerful leadership, because I know that what I just said, sense of power and influence. That's the influence I just gave it to you about residential there. But when you think of the sense of power, I'm pretty sure I remember there are 5 types of powers in leaderships. But not all power is equal. Not not at all is created equal, but legitimate, cohesive, expert, reward, and reference. Those are those 5 types of power. Power is it's a very strong, like one of the example of the power and influence. You meet with them one on one and tell them that they need to set it up, step up. You need to step it up. Otherwise, you have to write them up. You have to step them up. Otherwise, you will have to write them up. But influence, because the sense of power and influence is sort of so similar. But influence, instead of reprimanding them, you ask how you can support them right now. Let them know that they are important to the team and everyone relies on to succeed. The power. The power to build legacy of leadership. Better up. That's a sense of power, how to build legacy of leadership. And how do you do that? Well, how to build legacy of leadership better up? Well, for example, doctors, lawyers, and surgeons or doctors or surgeons, which is a sort of 2 things together. Lawyers are held highly in society because they hold expert power. Like I said before, they're competent. you can do it. But now, when it comes to this sense of power and influence, these are so similar or together with the competence that you can do it and the power of you can do it. You could be a doctor, a lawyer, a surgeon, accountant, all those professional duties, professional situations, professional power of life, experts. These are highly in society because they hold expert power, like I said before. Their skills and knowledge in their field are expertise, bring forth administrations and respect people with excellent leadership. Excellent leadership. Those are the skills, have referent power. These are the kind that I just mentioned. The the professional, doctors, lawyers, or so on, etc. Well, that's a sense of power and influence. What's the best example of influence? Her parents are concerned. What is this? Is the other best of example of the influence? Like her parents are concerned that her new friends may have a bad influence of her. This is what concern is the parents or the mother of her daughter or the son involved or influenced with a friends, because the parents, they're not sure what kind of friends that her her daughter or her son, what kind of friend that she got that she influenced with it. Because she's worried, she's concerned about it if anything happened to them, their kids. That is one of the examples of the influence. Influence your life to other people, your friends. Maybe a friend you just met today or yesterday, and you influence so many times, and that is a concern from your mom and dad and your family, in case it might disturbing and changing your life into other kind of situations, which is they don't like you to be. The other one, they exert a strong cultural, economic influence on their neighbors in the region. The other one is a health problem had a big influence on somebody's decision or his or her decision. Well, now do we have power influence again with people? Well, our capacity to influence rises when we practice kindness, express appreciations, cooperate, and dignify what others say and do. But that's what how do you have power and influence people? Is our capacity to influence rises when we practice kindness and then express appreciations, cooperate, and dignify what others say and do. So we are likely to make a difference in the world when we are focused, articulate clear purposes and courses of actions, and keep others on task. So I think those are the part of our four part of our development of strategies is that I just mentioned the sense of competence, useful, belonging, and use of power and influence. So when you think hard about it, of how this development for the young people, for the youth, I'm talking particularly with, and then you think about it, keep it in your mind, work on it, exercises yourself all the time, whatever time you have your time that you think, oh, I have a break. So you sit down on your desk and your table, try to do your assignments or your homework or your schoolwork or study or to memorize any of your schoolwork that you prepare for your assignment, for your tests, exams, to make sure that you can do it and make sure that you have a sense of power and influence with it and a sense of belonging, especially the sense of power, like we just shared. So those are the four parts that I was preparing and telling you all about it in the samples so that you can lead your life into it because you are as a youth, a young boy and a girl, preparing yourself for the future of your life, the future that you are looking forward for to succeed and appreciate it. All the hard work that you've been through from this time of the young boy and the girl called a youth. And one more thing, don't forget about the one more thing, as I always reminding you, whatever you're doing, you're working hard among all these headings. I give it to you in the sample. If you find it very query, you're not sure of anything, find it harder, you need some help, support, look, listen. Look, listen to Jesus. He's the only one who's got a power to sort out every difficulties, any problems, anything that's so hard for you to cope with. Your study, your work, your living, whatever. Please keep in your heart. God or Jesus is there for you and make it everything so simple, simple for you and promise to you. Your faith and your belief in Him, that's where you succeed. That's where your happiness, that's where it's going to solve all the problems you have. And you have that word, believe and have faith in God. Because God is always good for you every time, every day, all the time. Right. For now, next Friday, I am going to continue on for some other ones similar for all these four topics that I share with you today. And I hope you'll find it some helpful for your life, for yourself in the future and present and anytime. You look after yourself for this weekend. Make sure to be happy and enjoy your well-being. I love you all and may God bless you all. I'm going to sing this song, the last song, before I farewell with you. Jesus loves everyone, everyone, everyone. Jesus loves everyone. Jesus loves us all. Love thy mother, love my father, love my sister and my brother. Jesus loves us all. Well, that's a program for us today, Friday. Looking forward for this weekend, and you guys have a blessed weekend, and look forward to see you again next week. And may God bless. Pawhitai lava. Tō whā soifua. And taki te ano, that's a Maori language, means goodbye to you all. Because this is the language of this week in New Zealand. It's a Maori language now. Tō whā soifua. Taki te ano. Goodbye, everybody. Al nei taimi. Ile ngangana in our Samoan language, I have to say a few words for my own language, my people, my Samoan people, to finish up the time of today's program. Yeah, whatalofa tulava ni mamalu malpaia. O si o tatou atunuu, ile nei fo i tu lao le aso. Au e sida mai mua mai, ile nei po kalame pe ona masani ai, I aso wharaile ma aso lua ta itasi o vai aso uma. O te wha tā alofa lava. Soifua, ma lora soifua manuia. Le anga le leo le atua. Wha tā alofa tu fo I sunga. Sunga whapengainga mo la tu whatua. Ia, ai mase fo I. Nei ta mā tutua mtina mā tutua. O lo lato tap wa ia pea. Ngā ruenga ma whaiva o nei o tātou tangata. O Samoa I so se vaenga o le lalolangi por ke lope. O lo o alala maafi fiwai. Fa malo soifua ta mama tina. Malo le tapua. O ala a mai se lava na yalo malatu wa o onga lo whenga iai. Tau na ia whamanuia le atua ia te o tau soifua lau li lei di tino. Le mafau asi sini le anganga. Ona ole nei aso Samoa. O le aso fo'i ua whaia se wha Peritania mo le vaenga lava leo ta ua o le tupulanga. A o le aso lua o le a, o lo lumana nei, o le a tatu whianga iei ma tatu mta upu whale outside bo I le tātou lava ngana Samoa. Ai o te wha ma lulu atu ai, I le a o tau le mamalu ma le pa I o Samoa poto I so whea lava. Ke lope le lalolangi, lo e sida mai mua mai ai. O te whawhitai tele. Lo lango ine o le nei foi po kalame. I aso lua maso whareide taitasi. O le asau ni uni atu fo I mo le whai unga o le nei weekend. Ai na whaapai atu ai se whamafan whananga o na ua maua fo I tala, ma ua tala, se tasi fo I ti a kono. O si a mato e kale si o le PIPC I Papakura. I le susunga o le fionga le ti a kono. Ia whaofo liki. O na ua a mia e le atua. Lona ia fo I soifua. Ia e moni a le upu. Te ngā lue lava. Ma e whapeane. Ngā lue ma o whatatari. Ma o sauni uni. O le ala le taimi e wala au maila ua li. A fio maia. Tala mai a au. Wa uma o ngā ruenga. Ai a fio maia tā mafuta. Se whaisi tala. I tele o taimi ma tau sanga. Ta tui nātu ai oe ma o tau uma. I lunga fu ngā ele ngā lulue ma au ona. Se I whaisi tā tala. Ia e whapea tu ai. E whamanuianga. Ma se whamawhan whananga e tina I a siniva ma le nofo alo ma le ainga pa ia. Whamaise le atua. Whamawhan whana. O na o taimi o pua ngā. Taimi o mawhatianga whapene ia o le tūlanga lava lea o i ei tātou uma o tātou iai ni nei whunga ele po nei lalolangi. Whamaisi le atua. Ona o le suafo le atua, e whaapai atua ai le whaamawhan whananga, mai a te au le nei o polata e vau le tu sa lua, le whionga ia ai ono, te pule ae, tuala, ma le whanau ma le ainga, whaamawhan whana tuai i le tina i a suenga, le whan o ia, i le tina i a siniva, no whaalo, ma le ainga potu potu, ia soifua, ma ia manuia. Tātou toi wheloa i le nāwa i aso, i le alofa o lo tātou di. Soifua ia, tō whā soifua, ma ia manuia le weekend.